I had a lot of people abandon me. So you always, as the baby of 8, you're always feeling alone, even though it's a big family. And then people would abandon me. They'd be real tight and then just disappear constantly. So I remember when I went to college, no one said goodbye. No one helped me leave. I borrowed a friend's pickup truck, threw my stuff in the back, and went to school. And I said to myself, nobody ever gets in again. I'm done. I will put up a wall. I'm not going to get hurt again. I'm done. I'm done. But I will love them over the wall. I'm going to love them over the wall. And I had a song. There was a Simon and Garfunkel. I'm a rock. I'm an island. And a rock feels no pain and an island never cries. And putting up those walls helped me. And I also said to myself, I'm just going to achieve so much in my life, people will then love me. So I'm going to do that, and then they'll love me. So what that wall does is called an intimacy disorder. I told you earlier in the show, I have that intimacy disorder. So it keeps you safe, but after a while, because we're all striving to have a connection, I want to know him, I want him to know me. But if I showed anybody the real me, they always rejected me. So I've got to hide all these parts of me. No one's getting in. I'll show them this. I'm not going to show them this. And after a while, you get so starving for real connection and real bonding because you don't have it because you're not accepting it. You can't feel love, even though I'm going to love other people over it, but you can't feel it. So I turned to addiction. What saved me when I was young became my enemy, and it took me down hard because you have to stuff, because it's so painful being inside, not feeling it, that you have to stuff it with something else so you can forget or that you can numb it, whatever it is. And everybody has a different thing. So I'm gonna numb. And after a while, it causes a lot of pain. So one thing I'm gonna say, when I was at college and I put that wall up, I was trying to find a church to plug into. And they were weird. I couldn't feel connected. And then one day I'm walking across campus, and in my generation, somebody would stand and start talking and having something to say, and a crowd would form, and somebody would start battling them with words, and you'd hear this thing, and you just stop and watch the show, right? So I'm watching this show, and it's not a real show, or it's people arguing, right? But you're watching it, and every time this one guy says this one thing, I'm laughing, and I notice there's a punk rocker. He's got a big mohawk across the way and a trench coat, and he's laughing at everything I'm laughing at. And I go, oh, he and I are the same. We look very different, but we're the same. So I just go over to him and go, hey man, turns out he was homeless. He lived on the street. Really smart kid. He was a runaway. I think he was abused as a child, so he ran away. But he was really smart, and he was a Christian, and he said, I want you to come with me on Tuesday nights to the College Inn at the University of Washington Presbyterian Church. And I went in there on Tuesday night at 10:30, and there's 250, it's what I see here. There was 250 kids. Everyone belonged. It didn't matter if you were in a frat, didn't matter if you were in the dorm, didn't matter if you were in the games, if you were a jock, it didn't matter. Everyone fit. It was love and acceptance and truth, and people were so honest. And this is the closest thing I've seen to that I experienced. And when I met that group and felt I could connect and people were honest and I could show parts of myself, I still had many hidden, but I could be more real and feel more loved, I thought, wow. And then my faith light just exploded. It went on because I knew God was real. I knew God was looking out. And you know what happened to the guy in the mohawk? The guy in the mohawk, he's abused as a kid, he's a runaway, he lives on the street. He's extremely smart, he's a Christian, but he never feels like he fits in. I'm a homeless kid, I'm hanging out at the University of Washington, so I don't really fit with these people. I don't fit with them, right? You ever heard of a group called YWAM? Youth with a Mission? They showed up and they go, we're looking for a punk rocker who cuts hair, who does theater, he did all this, who wants to go to Amsterdam and minister to the punks and anarchists. And even he goes, you know me, God. You really know me.
Wow.
You're there. And that message is for all of you here. He knows you really deep down inside. And you guys have this connect groups here. Healing happens in groups. So in my recovery from my addiction, I still do groups all the time. I have a group tomorrow. I have a group on one Sunday a month. I'm connecting with other people. Healing happens in groups. The other thing that it takes for healing is grace, but you can't have just grace. You have to have truth and you have to add time. Grace, truth, and time is how you're gonna heal. So people have to, now you just don't share it with anybody. People have to be safe, whatever you're sharing. But God wants to heal you, and you can't heal if you've got everything behind a wall like I do.